What if I had a budget?
What if all directors from my city make one movie?
What if I had locations?
What if there was only one talent agency in Chicago?
What if I had that fancy camera that costs more than my car?
What if everything we watched was pretty much improv?
What if?
What if?
Chances are you won't have any of this stuff when you first start. So what do you do?
What do we do? What if?
That's what we're here to talk about. What if? We are Three the Hard Way Company. We're three independent film companies working together for a common goal. And this common goal right now is for the IF podcast, the Indie Film Podcast.
If.
And our goal is to guide, to instruct, and motivate other filmmakers who make their stuff. There are always going to be challenges. There are always going to be issues, but we got to do the hard work.
The hard way.
We're not award winners. We're not decorated actors. Not yet. We're just filmmakers trying to figure out our path and our journey to get our stuff made and become great. And that's what we're doing here.
Building and networking. And this is our first episode.
Yep. Overall, our goal is to create impactful stories, whether it's short film, feature film, docs, or podcasts. We just want to tell the story we want to tell and create what we want to create without any gatekeeper, without anyone stopping us from learning the craft and making what we want to make.
Yeah, and that sounds good. So for a quick introduction, my name is Kendrick Holmes. I'm an actor, writer, content creator.
And I'm Xavier McKnight. I'm an actor, writer, not content creator, but we create all content everywhere anyway, so we're all creators.
Yeah.
And the goal of this podcast, we're going to talk to filmmakers, we're going to talk to writers, we're going to talk to entrepreneurs, people who own studios, people who do commercials, just everyone in this industry that give us some tips and tools to grow in this industry. Far too often, at least for me too, it's hard to learn the way to go anywhere in this industry. As an actor, where do I get for casting? Where do I get speaking roles? Where do I do this? There's always that question. Where do I go for headshots? As a filmmaker, how do I get location? How do I get COIs? How do I light this scene? We're going to talk to the people who give us the answers.
All right, now let's kick it off, man. We got some important news, exciting news about our new situation, especially this podcast. How you feel?
I feel good. What's the exciting news?
District 35, let's talk about it.
What about District 35? You heard about that?
Yeah, man, we 1 episode, 2 episodes down, gearing up for 3.
Yep. 5 episodes in this series. 5 episodes. So District 35 is a series that me and Kendrick came together to write and create. It's a bunch of second-class criminals working with CPD doing the job that is too dirty for them to handle. This series is more in the vein of The Equalizer, Chicago PD, Law and Order. So you get your fix of action, you get your fix of comedy, you get your fix of emotional relationship drama. We give you all of that in this series.
Yeah, man. So talk about our wonderful cast we have.
Magical cast. We got Ronnie Hudson. We got James Gordon. Of course, we got Kendrick Holmes. We got me, Xavier McKnight. We got Shatera McCrae.
David.
We got David Rinaldi. We got a fantastic cast. And all of them might be actors you never heard of, but they're not any less talented. And that's what we're going to show you. As indie filmmakers, we often wear a lot of hats. We're often working with people who people don't know, but that doesn't make them any less talented. These are trained actors. These are trained people in the profession, and we're going to show you what we got.
And then I always I'm sitting here wondering, like, man, you know, everything's going so good, and I'm like, what if I didn't contact you, man? Because remember, we didn't say too much to each other, man, our first time meeting each other, so now we here.
A little backstory. I met Kendrick on a short film called High Stakes. I believe it won some film fest in Vegas, directed by and written by Brian Keefe. And I'll play the character, and Kendrick will be behind on the camera. And you know, when you're on set, you're on set to work. So I was on set in character as an actor. He was on set as a camera, and we chatted a little bit on break. And I don't know what made you reach out to me afterwards, because it wasn't like we built a relationship. Yeah. You know, I think we exchanged social media, which is normal. And then maybe a couple of months after it came out, you reached out to me. And that's your story, why you reached out to me. Or
Oh, well, I reached out, man. It was the scene, man, that most definitely caught me, man. It was the energy anyway from you just walking in, period. I just knew the spirit right then and there, like, this the guy I wanted to work with. But just looking at you, man, and watching you work, man, you just so incredible, man. And just, like, seeing you in action when you pulled out that picture of your son and you kissed it, man. So it was like, oh, yeah, that's my guy, man. And then a few months later, man, and contacted you, and now we here, man. Brian Keith is our director now. How is that, man? Meet on one set and all us come together and just grind.
And that's one of the secrets of indie filmmaking. The people you meet, you network with, and you make something else with them. And we're gonna talk about that. Brian Keith was a project, and I was just an actor, and you were just a camera operator. And then from that, we're like, oh, I like how he works. And you're like, I like how he works. And we created projects. And I think with the DP on that project, you had another project called City of the Dead. And I went on to have a project with that DP called Till Death End. So we were all working together before we actually worked together. So when this project came along, all of us, at least in the first episode, all of us worked together in one way or another on different projects. So when we came together, I had a relationship with the DP, Jose Salazar. You had a relationship with Brian Keith. And I had you had a relationship with Tara.
Hunter.
So once we created a project, it was just a bunch of hats coming together. And like, oh, you have that skill set too? You have that skill set too? Oh, you can build sets, you can do this? And that's how we got District 35. And I mean, when you reached out to me, I was a little skeptical. I was like, what is this guy reaching out to me, man? He see me doing my thing. He want to jump on my coattails. But, you know, as we have to do when people reach out, I did my research. I looked him up on IMDb. I was like, oh, he has some credits. And then I came across Statesville. And I seen that trailer. I was like, okay, I want to work with him. This is something that he created. You want to tell us about Statesville?
Yeah, man. Statesville. It's a 5-series episode. We shot the pilot. It's good, man. So it's a story about my father and me growing up. It's like I say, man, it's a credible story, man. We getting into the second episode. I had to push it back because I'm most definitely focused on District 35 right now because it's moving and it's at a steady pace.
Yeah, but we still gonna get Statesville out there. Between us, we got a lot of projects lined up. We got a lot of stuff we're gonna work on in the future. So we just want to give you guys a little bit of touch of who we are and what we're planning to do because there's a lot coming. We're upgrading sets. We're upgrading everything we did so far. And don't get me wrong, District 35, episode 1 and 2, there's magic on that set. Everyone who came on set, just the energy was great, the acting was great, and I can't wait for you guys to see that. But with that said, we always got to kick it up a notch. And as filmmakers, you got to remember, if you do film one way, the next time you do it, make it better. The third time you do it, make it better. Okay, your first film sound might not be that great because you didn't know there were going to be cicadas all outside. This is my issue. I had that problem in my first film. And there's cicadas all in the background. Like, well, we got to go in the studio and redub all this stuff over, but it's knowledge. So the second time, I was like, oh, we know about that now. So let's record these scenes before we get here. Let's do it before the cicadas out. Let's do this in the twilight. A lot of that stuff, if you know, you got to learn. So, I mean, District 35, 1 and 2, great episode, amazing. You're going to love it. But 3, 4, and 5, I can't even wait.
Yeah, man.
Tell them a little bit about your character in District 35.
Oh, man, I play Reggie, man. He a hardhead, man. He's rough around the edges.
Real rough.
Hard-headed, you know. But I love him, man. He's a character. He was created from another show, and I kind of like took him in that. And, you know, it was pretty much added on to District 35. And like I say, Reggie, man, he's hard-headed. He's rough around the edges. He's what can I say?
He's definitely layered.
Yeah. He's a tough SOB, man.
There's a lot of layers to him, you know. He got that tough exterior, but inside, man, he's soft. He has a soft spot for his team, and you can see that in the show.
And what about Rashad?
Man, Rashad is a ladies' man. Don't listen to them when they tell you any different. Rashad get the ladies, all right? The team love Rashad. I mean, episode 1 and 2 might tell you any different, but they love him. They love his energy. No, Rashad is just playful. He's a breath of fresh air to the team. He's a new inclusion to the team because the Chief Anderson brought them in because the team was too deadly. So Rashad come in and he makes them a happier team, all a happy family. Now they're going to act like they don't like him. They love him. Isn't that right?
Now y'all see how he is about Rashad, man. I wish I can go that far, but we have Ava. How's that character?
Ooh, Ava. She's a little intense, you know, but she's a badass. Probably more badass than Reggie, in my opinion. But Ava in the show, that's my love interest. That's the love of my heart in the show. But she's, you know, she fight a little bit. But Rashad is a lover boy. He gonna get what he want, right?
Yeah, man.
Maybe. I don't know. Ava's hard.
And Lucas.
Lucas, man, that's our little farm military boy, man. Military man. I'm gonna say boy. He's the one who he planned all the strategies out. He planned the missions. He's a cool cat who just keep his cool in battle. You know, Reggie a hothead, Rashad a joker, Ava serious. Lucas just cool.
And what about Chief Anderson?
Chief Anderson, man, the one who got to hold it together because he got all these badass criminals under him. But he does his thing. He holds it together well, and he dresses really well.
Yeah, he does.
He got a very sharp look, and he don't get it confused. He does his action stuff too.
But you know what? It's someone else, man. That cat don't get Dabari.
Oh man, Dabari.
I don't know, man. He's wild, man. He's bringing it.
District 35. Let's just say our villains in every episode, they're special. You never seen nothing like this. And I can promise you that. We wrote this with the intention to be different, and we are different. The things you see on those shows, we're not knocking them, but we're coming with an indie filmmaking energy that you can't replicate. This energy is natural, it's authentic, it's pure, and you walk on our sets, you feel the joy that these actors have. You feel how hard they're working. That's what we want to show you with District 35 and Statesville. That's what we want to show you as a company. That's what we want to show you through this podcast. Everything we could do, everything we could accomplish. And, you know, sometimes you look at smaller scale production and think, hey, you know, they can't get to where we are. We are. I promise you that. We are. And we're coming.
And we do have a wonderful crew.
Amazing crew.
AD Jasmine,
she's
running
killed
around,
it.
paperwork, everything.
Man, let's just a little bit on episode 2. We filmed with some kids and some students, so you know.
Hey, that was fun.
Yeah, it was a great experience. But you know, it's reeling in teenager energy is a little tough sometimes, and then Jasmine did it very well. She dealt very well with the kids and make sure they knew their part and when to come in and handled them perfectly. I think.
Man, these missions getting wild.
Oh, our missions are intense. Our missions
a
are
lot of updates, man.
Oh man, I don't want to give too much away on our missions, but just a bunch of indie filmmakers, right?
Yeah. What if?
What if we just went for it?
What if?
We're going for it.
And that's it, man. We wrapping up our first episode of
Yeah, I'm Xavier and McKnight. You will get to know us a little bit more. You will get to hear about District 35, Statesville, other projects we got coming up. We're going to interview a lot of people, a lot of filmmakers, like I said, entrepreneur, people in this industry that could give you a guiding path. You know,
from our city.
Yeah, from our city. These are people who had to figure it out themselves, like we're doing, like you probably have to do. And any tool or tip, at least for me, is helpful in my growth.
Yes.
I'm looking at this podcast as somewhere I could grow and learn from the greats or the future greats. And I'm hoping that anybody who watches, any viewer could get the same thing that we get from it.
Yeah. Any shout outs?
Ooh, I don't know. I want to shout out the cast and crew. There's far too many to mention right now, but we definitely be shouting out everybody on the District 35 page. Go add that. We got a lot of work coming. Watch the clips. Watch for background roles. Watch for feature roles. You know, it doesn't matter if you're non-union because, you know, we're indie filmmakers. So we love non-union actors because we know how talented you are. We know you've been putting in the work, and we want to show your work. We treat everybody perfectly on set. We want to create an atmosphere of respect, of value, and appreciation.
And make sure you guys also follow us on Instagram at District 35 official page.
Please, because all the information will be updated there. That's it for the IF podcast. IF, the Independent Film Podcast.
We'll see you next time.
Here's a clip of District 35. I hope you guys love it. Like and subscribe, and remember, follow the District 35 fan page.
Okay, I'm in. Sorry for the delay. There's supposed to be no casualties. Ain't none casualties about my kills.
I knew this would happen. Using comms was always a bad idea. It's getting hard to cover up all the dead bodies and clean up after you.
I haven't shot anybody in like 3 months.
You'll be getting a new team member.
Come on, beautiful. I don't bite.
I want everybody in this room to know I hate this guy already.
All right, listen up, team. Politician effort got mixed up with small-time dope dealers.
We have to get that hostage out safe.
Oh, we about to fuck some shit up.
Nigerian. Are you Igbo? Just because your accent have a hint of Yoruba as well.
You talk a lot for someone with many guns on him.